Ahoy toy, welcome to Transfixed, the channel that is full of righteous indignation. Today we're going to be talking about scalping. I know, I shouldn't do this is a controversial topic, but I just thought I may as well get it off my chest because I keep having these same arguments with people online about scalping. Some people think it's okay, some people think it's not, but I just want to say what my opinion is and just put it out there. You can disagree with me, you can think I'm dumb, that's fine. But I don't think scalping is okay. I think that if you're buying something that's brand new for the intention of flipping it and selling it to a fellow collector at a profit, then you're just exploiting your fellow collector. Sometimes they think, well, if I get this at retail, I can help distribute this to a fellow collector. This is the scenario I think that is kind of okay. If you see a bunch on the shelf, well, ideally my philosophy is just buy what you want. Buy something for yourself. Whether it's online or in person, buy it for yourself. Buy however many you want. That's okay. If you're an army builder, I still think that's gobbling up a lot of supply. It's a bit greedy, but okay, some people like army building. Okay, I don't really have a strong feeling about that. If you think, oh, this location got some, the other location isn't getting this item, I want to get some for a friend. Getting it for a friend, that's fine. If you're getting it for a friend in another area that you connect with online, I guess that's okay, because you're sort of redistributing it at your cost. I think that's okay. Now, if you buy multiples for the express purpose of profiting, that's where I think it's not okay. I mean, you got to cover your costs. Sure, if you're going to buy it, you're going to pay tax, you're going to box it up and ship it to somebody. Okay, throw in an extra, I would say $10 tops is probably going to reimburse you for the efforts, the driving, what have you. Anything more than that, you're just profiting. You are reselling. You are acting like a store, okay? The most recent example is the Once a Man Cobra Commander. I don't know why they picked Cobra Commander as an exclusive. I mean, I have a whole bunch of issues with the way Hasbro and other companies do exclusives. I don't like exclusives at all. But, I mean, this one, for example, it's 5 per customer, okay? This is the leader of Cobra. This is one single character. There's no reason anybody would need multiples of this. I don't know why they set the limit at 5 in the first place. I think 1 or 2 should be fine. So if you're buying 5 and then you're selling it the next day, why are you doing that? Are you trying to help? No, you're just trying to make a profit. You are not a store. When people scalp, they're basically acting as another tier of retail, another layer that's adding no value. You're buying something brand new, flipping it to somebody else, and earning a profit for nothing. There is no value you're adding to the transaction. What you are doing is trying to gobble up the supply and exploit a fellow collector. Again, I'm happy if somebody wants to buy something at a retail store and send it to a friend because their store didn't get one. That's okay. That's helping. You're not profiting at that. You're just sending it along to somebody else who's going to enjoy that item. But if you're buying multiples of something and just selling them right away, you're acting like a store, right? You're acting like a retailer, a second level of retail, a 2-tier retail system. And that's wrong to me. That's just, people will say, oh, it's okay because somebody will buy it. It's okay because it's capitalism. I mean, you can have that attitude if it helps you sleep at night, but I really think that that's just predatory, right? I just, in my gut, I know that is exploitative. That's just trying to grab a profit for nothing. You're not creating any value. You're not adding anything to this transaction. Now, if you are a toy retailer, you buy things directly from Hasbro, you send them to the customer. That's how retail is supposed to work, right? Buying it from a retail outlet and then selling it, that's scalping. Secondary retailer. What do I mean by that? Okay, when a manufacturer produces something, they set an MSRP, right? Which is the manufacturer's suggested retail price. That means they manufacture something, it costs them 50 cents, they sell it to a retailer for, say, $1, right? So that means they've made their money by selling to the retailer. The retailer can set the price that the manufacturer suggests, or they're free to charge more or less. If they want to discount it, it's up to them. They have to charge more money because they have a retail presence to maintain, right? They have an online or a brick and mortar store, they have staff to pay, they have electricity to pay for, so they have to build in those costs and enough to make a profit for them. Great. And then the idea is that you and me as a consumer go and buy that item. We probably all know this. Now, if you're a scalper, you're a fellow customer. You're buying it from the retailer at the retail price. It's already been marked up. Now you're adding on top of that and selling it to another customer. And I just don't think that's right. I've tried it, to be honest. I've tried it a couple times to see how, maybe I should get some money. Why am I the one who's just complaining and not making money? I tried it a couple times, I flipped a couple items. I didn't like it. Didn't feel good about it, and I did take some flack from people who told me I was scalping, told me I was charging too much. I just think if that's what you want to do, you should start a business. You want to retail things? Go ahead and buy them at wholesale prices, and sell them for the retail price. Think of it this way. Scalping is a term that comes from reselling tickets, right? Event tickets, concert tickets, things like that. In fact, where I live in Canada, there are laws to prevent this sort of thing. So software bots for buying tickets are actually banned in several provinces in Canada. And if you are a company like Ticketmaster, for example, you are expected to be on the lookout and take all measures to prevent the use of software bots from buying up tickets. And some other provinces also have a cap on how much you can resell tickets for. And there's several measures put in place that make it illegal. Now, it's not easy to enforce these type of laws, but it is on the books, and it does open the door for civil lawsuits, and it also requires secondary ticket sellers to be on the hook for any refunds if the ticket doesn't work. So the reason I mention that is because it shows that there's overwhelming support for limiting this type of thing. People do not like it because it doesn't benefit anyone except these scummy scalpers. And it's become a common thing with toys too, for some reason. Probably other things too, I don't know. But imagine it's groceries, right? Imagine you're a regular normal person who doesn't live on social media or whatever, and you have to get up in the morning, you have to take your kid to school, you've got to get to work by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, work your day, come home, oh, I need bananas. I want to go to the store, buy some bananas. Okay, so you go to the store to buy the bananas. Now, another customer, let's say I'm a scalper, okay, I'm going to go in there, buy all the bananas at retail price, so they're sold out. Then when you get there, I want to buy a banana. Oh, hey, let's say the banana was the 50-cent item. They're just retailing it for $1. You get there to buy your bananas. Oh, the store sold out of bananas. I'm standing outside the store. Hey, buddy, you want to buy bananas? I got a whole bunch of bananas. Oh, great, because the store doesn't have any left. Yeah, I bought them all. $10 each. What? Yeah, well, do I use the argument that these people were giving me online? Like, hey, well, you should have got here when the store opened. You should have been a better grocery shopper, buddy, and scooped up all these bananas, right? You're not buying them because you need them. You're just screwing over your fellow customers because you can do it, right? And, there's no way, if you think that's okay, I'm not going to convince you otherwise, right? There's some people in the world who psychologically have a low conscientiousness, and some people have a higher conscientiousness, right? Meaning, do you care about your fellow man, or do you only care about yourself, and you got to get yours, and you'll step over your grandmother to get ahead in the world or make a few dollars and, screw everybody else. If that's how you think and you can sleep at night, I'm not going to convince you otherwise. And you can't convince me otherwise either, just because I have a feeling in my gut that this is wrong, and that's how people like me feel. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I might as well show you the conversation that kind of precipitated this video. So I'm a member of several Facebook groups that discuss toy collecting, and one of them is for classified G.I. Joe figures, and I noticed somebody selling a Once-a-Man Cobra Commander for, I think it was $70, and I thought, well, that's not terrible. I don't want to feed the scalpers, but let me ask this guy if he'll ship to Canada. And I got this message from somebody else who is in Canada, and he offered to sell it to me for $110 US, including shipping. Now, shipping within Canada is more expensive than it is in the US. I usually have to charge somewhere between $12 to $20 US to ship something within Canada. So that'd put us around, let's say, the $90 mark. And I didn't want to be a complete dick, but I did say, thanks, but no, I don't approve of scalping. And he kind of sent me this confusing reply about the other guy I was asking about. I didn't really understand it, but I sent him this sort of passive-aggressive reply, I guess, about scalping. And then he sent me something equally passive-aggressive, and I just clarified my position on that. And I gave a figure about shipping to Canada at $8, which I know is low. The reason I said that is because that's what Hasbro charges. If I had been able to buy it from the retailer, Hasbro has the ability to ship that to me in Canada for about $8. So he sent me a snarky reply about that being the price from 1992, and I said, well, that's what Hasbro charges, right? And he replies, sorry, didn't notice he worked for Pulse either, being a smartass. So I wrote back, exactly, because my point is that if I had been able to buy this from the retailer and the scalpers hadn't gobbled them all up, and to be fair, it's Hasbro's fault for allowing 5 of these things per person, then I would have been able to buy one. Now again, I think it's Hasbro's fault for making such an important character in such a scarce supply. That doesn't mean all this other behavior is okay. It's not okay. It's predatory. It's scummy, and that's just how I feel. That may not be how you feel. I know a lot of people disagree, but again, I just wanted to get it off my chest. Basically, how do you feel in the comments? You can rip me a new one in the comments if you want to. It doesn't matter, right? Everybody has their own opinion. That's just how I feel. Thanks for watching.